my bed with my little baby. You guys know, you guys see I set the vibe off real nice, real cute, because today is a very serious video. You know, when I'm in my PJs, after I'm done spitting, I'm going straight to bed, sleeping, and work. Straight going to hustle. Before we get into anything, I want to introduce myself. My name is Karina Chitenge, and I am a 16-year-old aspiring musician who makes YouTube videos for fun, because I like giving advice to people, and this is my way of helping people before my music comes out. These are my social medias. If you guys want to follow me anywhere, not if you want to, you have to follow me on my social media. Now, I don't know what I'm going to title this video, so we're going to go through something that I feel really deeply in my soul. It's saying that I've been clicking ever since I freaking opened this camera. When life gives you lemon, you make lemonade. When life gives you lemon, you make freaking lemonade. Now, why exactly did I pick this saying for today? Sometimes when we are going through a season where everything is overwhelming, we feel the need to self-sabotage, give up on everything that we're getting. When in reality, you should be squeezing every single one of those bitter moments into few to get where you want to be. One thing I will say, the reason why I haven't uploaded in mad long, like y'all, when I tell you I haven't uploaded in mad long, and one of my biggest goals this summer was to upload. One thing I will say is that this season in my life correlates so much to this saying. Like, you could be getting blessed in certain spots that you want to, but life will always find a way to kick you in the butt. Life will always find a way to kick you in the butt. I want to be very vulnerable and say this. I'm not gonna lie. One of my biggest goals this summer that I was chasing was definitely getting noticed by some colleges. I was writing music. I was doing everything that I wanted to do. But then, boom, all of a sudden, my whole entire life feels like it's falling apart. I was going through really hard situations. Like, it was very frustrating for me. And I just was not in the right mind. I was doing things that regular Karina who's trying to get somewhere wouldn't be doing. Like, I'm doing things that are not natural to me. There is no such thing as just having just a season where everything is going well, because the devil is always going to find a way to add something wrong to your life. So I was going through one of the hardest seasons ever. I literally stopped making music, which is crazy because I'm always writing music. I'm always finding something to make. I'm always finding for something to create. My creativity was dead. My mind was sore, literally sore. All I'm gonna say is I had sores everywhere. I'm crying every single day. I'm waking up, I'm frustrated, my skin's breaking out, I'm looking rough. And it's like, why is this happening when I'm supposed to be happy in this season? Because look at how many colleges are hitting me up. Look at how many things are going kind of like the way I want it to go, but everything's not really going the way I want it to go. I don't know why all of this is happening. But then before school started, or around like the season where school started, I had to snap out of it. I had to tell myself that it's either now or never. And I don't know if it's an age thing growing up, but one thing about me is I have so much drive for everything that I love. Like, one thing about it is I might fall, but I will never give up. What the Bible say? A wise man might fall 7 times, but he will get up 7 times more. That is literally me, okay? That is literally me, okay? The wise woman might fall 7 times, but I best believe I'm gonna wake up 7 times more, and I'm gonna continue walking, and the enemy is going to be confused. With that being said, is whenever you're going through a rough situation, whenever you're going through anything rough, the first tip I'm gonna give you guys is to go to God. It's to go to God. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna say, oh, go to anything else. Go to God, and you will figure out the situation that you are in. People nowadays don't like saying things for what it is. One thing that keeps me going, one thing that gives me the drive to get where I want to get, you can talk to any successful person. Have you guys watched videos of successful people? One thing about it, okay, is you might say that this person is living in the world now, this person is acting a certain kind of way. But one thing you guys do have to realize is for people to get to a certain status and to a certain high level, they always have to use God. Now, the change is what happens when you get in an environment where God is not introduced yet. Do you choose to introduce God to that environment, or do you choose to walk away and continue on to fit in with that world? That is the difference that happens. First thing first that I always do is I always incorporate God. Like when I tell you guys, my life could be going well without God, right? But it's just better when he's there. It's literally just better when he's there. Like I'm telling you, I wake up better when I know I have someone who has purpose for me that day. Like when stuff is not in my hands, like literally, I don't know why. People be getting super, super, super nervous about life. Like I used to get super, super nervous about life, even myself. Not just people, but even myself. I used to get super, super nervous about life. What is going to happen to me when I'm done with school? How am I going to walk in this situation? What am I supposed to do? Who am I supposed to become? That was one of the biggest things, okay? When I did upload on YouTube, that was one of the biggest things that was happening to me. I was confused on what I needed to do. I was frustrated with everything that was happening to me. The financial situation of my family, the situations that were just going on around me. I was crying every single day, frustrated. But the fact that I had God, the fact that I had someone to turn to kept me going. It kept me going. Absolutely. It kept me going every single one of those days. And I will say the only reason why I'm up right now making this video is because God called me to make this freaking video. Somebody needs to hear this. Somebody is going to want to hear this. I don't know what's going to happen to this video, but I know God has abundantly blessed this video. Amen. Period. Okay? Rule number one is always put God in the center of everything you do. If you do not put God in the center of anything you do, every single thing you build will fail. It will fail. It literally will fail. And I had seen this in my life in this season where, listen, I did not talk to God until yesterday. That's news to y'all because I'm talking like this, but I haven't talked to him in so long. And my life did not feel like it was getting better until I talked to him yesterday. I'm going to talk to you more. But literally, like, one thing about it, life might throw you some bitter, bitter, bitter lemons. But if you're standing next to the creator of the universe, them lemons ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. Literally, slice them, squeeze them, put some sugar in them, and drink it. Right on, just like that, it's gone. That situation, that whole entire situation that you were stressing out about, that money that you were stressing out about, is gone. All of a sudden, you wake up and you got $100,000 in your bank account. Woo! Rule number 2 that I have after that whole entire yap session: be focused and cut out all distractions, okay? Because when I'm making this video, I'm talking to a specific audience because I feel like other girls are the ones watching me, but if you're a boy, you could take this too. Cut out any distraction that is going to cost you your future. Bam. Now, let's really talk about it. Because from a young age, as a young girl, one thing I realized is a lot of girls are raised to be selfless, and little boys are raised to be selfish. With that being said, as we grow up, you see within relationships, friendships, girls are willing to do more sacrifices and do more things than boys are willing to do for anything. You might be raised in a household where you're the only girl, because I'm the only girl in my house, and I can always see this. Boys being selfish is expected. Girls being selfish is seen as, wow, how dare you? How dare you be so selfish? How dare you put your ambitions first? How dare you put your mindset first? How dare you put your business, whatever you want to do, first? How dare you put your money first? How dare you do this and do that first? Let me tell you something. If you're too scared of being selfish, you are going to be left behind in everything in life. As a girl, you have to realize the first thing that comes first after God, the first thing that comes first after God is yourself. Because guess who's going to die by themselves? You. you will be left to deal with your own consequences. So you might as well sit down and make those decisions for you rather than make the decisions for your freaking family. Because guess what? Your family, your parents, your brother, your sisters, they already make their own decisions every single day. And guess what? Most of the time, it does not revolve around you. It revolves around them and the way they feel in the moment. And that is a realization that so many girls have to make, because it makes me so angry when I talk to younger girls, even older women, who were not given the chance to be selfish, who did not give themselves the chance to sit down and put your studies first, put your ideals first, put that freaking bag first, put your ambitions and your mindset first. One thing that happens to them is they always feel like they're behind. They're like, I really regret the fact that I didn't do this. I regret the fact that I decided to put this marriage first. I regret the fact that I decided to put this relationship first. I regret the fact that I forgot to put my studies first before all of this and all of that. I literally hate the fact that I had to give up on my education to do this and that for my family when there was another way of getting out of this situation, blah 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 blah. You get the memo. You better stand on business for yourself just as much as other people stand on business for themselves. Because best believe, okay, as much as you might love people, because I love the people around me, I value the people around me, but one thing you have to realize, rule number one, is nobody is living life for you. One thing that happens with girls who grow up and they're very, very selfless, you come up with these ideas that since I'm making all these sacrifices for these people, surely they will make the same sacrifices for me. Nope, you are wrong. That is not how life works. You need to get off those rainbow little glasses where the world is just all flowers and rainbows and we have unicorns flying around, and you need to grow up and start realizing one thing. It's either you put yourself first, you put the way you think first, you put everything about you first, or you will be left with regret, bitterness, anger. You guys always wonder this. I want to tell you guys something. Have you guys ever seen like the old ladies that you will always, like going out as a young girl, you would see older ladies, and as you see them, you notice, you like do a little smile, you smile at them because you're super happy to see them, because who doesn't love old ladies? I love old ladies, okay? I love me some good old ladies, because it's like, oh my gosh, this is gonna be me in like a couple centuries, and I'm gonna be just like them, blah 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 blah. And as you smile at them, they just look at you up and down with bitterness and turn around. You want to know why they do that? They do that because you're living a life that they didn't give themselves the opportunity to. Instead of putting their ambitions, their mindset, their money first, they decided to put a man before all of that. And seeing young girls who have decentered all of that and centered themselves, that's bitter. Of course I would be angry too. You having young 16-year-old girls out here driving, and they didn't only learn how to drive to go to their boyfriend's house. They learned how to drive because they had to get to work. They learned how to drive because they had a business that they owned, and they had to sell some stuff outside and everything, and that's how they get their money. They didn't do all of that for a dude. Oh my gosh, I will be so bitter. I literally will be so bitter. This will be me. No, don't speak to me right now. I don't want to see you. Exactly. That would be me. Rule number 2, like I said, decenter anything that distracts you. Shoot, I had to do that too. One thing about me is I will close off social media. I will not talk to anybody for a month. Give me 3 weeks. Shoot, you will not hear from me. In order to I'm super serious about getting my mind straight. You cannot be playing about mindset stuff, because that thing will follow you until you're 25, 30, 50, 60, and you will be living the worst life ever because you didn't sit down and prioritize getting your mind straight. One thing I will tell you, okay, for all my young ladies, for all my young adorable ladies like me, for all my young teenagers, even if you're in your older 20s, even if you're in your freaking 20s and you're watching this video, this is one thing I am going to tell you, okay, from a wise 16-year-old, you better sit down and take your mindset seriously, because whether you like it or not, after you turn 25, growing new habits is going to get harder. Becoming the person who you want to become is going to become harder. So you need to build a soldier-like mindset in order to get where you want to get. I know I'm going to get everywhere where I want to get because I sit down and I prepare myself every single day. Not for the future, but for the present. And also the future. If that makes more sense. Rule number 3. Avoid bad company. When life throws you lemon, you make lemonade. One of these ways to make lemonade is to avoid the lemons. You don't have to take the lemonade. Sure, you can throw that lemonade away. You don't need that. You don't need lemon. If you don't want lemon at that time, you don't take lemon. Just because you're a little thirsty and you're like, lemon, instead of water, since I don't have any water right now, lemon does sound nice. You don't have to take it, because guess what? The lemon is going to make you more thirsty for actual water. Some of us, okay, let me get into what exactly I mean by that. Some of us feel so lonely in certain seasons because at that point, we don't have a lot of friends that actually resonate with who we want to become, where we want to get. We feel like we have to sacrifice our standards with friendships, because best believe, listen, okay? You better be holding friends to the same standards that you hold partners. Because a relationship is a relationship. Whether you like it or not, you are in a relationship with your friends. The only difference is that it's platonic and not romantic. Everybody needs to be held to the same exact standard. If you want to let your partner do that to you, then you should not be letting your friends do that to you either. One thing that gets me through any bad situations is the friends that I pick. I don't have a lot of friends as of right now. I have a lot of acquaintances, but I don't have too many people that I'm close to, because you don't need to be close with everyone. Because not everyone who wants to get close to you or is around you is a good influence in the long run. Now, some people don't make friends for long term. I personally always make friends for long term, because I just don't want to go through the whole entire problem of just staying around somebody for a short little while. I'm just not into that anymore. That's just not my thing. I'm not that kind of girl. So every single time I'm friends with people, I always have to see how their characteristics could affect me in the long run. I don't befriend people who smoke, because I know that is something that I've been trying to walk away from, so I do not want to go back to that. I don't go around people who constantly go into spaces that will cause them harm. I don't like doing that either, because that is simply not good. I don't want to be put in a place where my health, my security might be in danger when I could be somewhere where I feel completely safe. I just don't want to put myself in certain situations where I don't need to be in, so I avoid the lemons. I avoid the lemons and I wait for good freaking water. I wait for good rainwater. Hold on, guys. I'm about to come back because my leg is cramping. Shoot! I can finally feel my toes again. Wait for some good rainwater in order to drink. You don't have to drink from the lemons. You don't have to make some freaking lemonade. Either way, it takes too long. Okay, so I walk away. Sometimes the lemons ain't even that good. What if they said, exactly, some of these lemons, okay, let me tell you something. Some of these lemons be bad, nasty, and rotten. And just because the fact that you feel alone and you feel a little thirsty, you just, let me just squeeze a little bit. It doesn't hurt, baby. The sun is scorching outside and you're trying to get yourself some rotten lemons. You know what that does to your stomach? It ruins you. Exactly. That is the same thing bad friends do to you. They ruin you. So I try to keep my circle resonated with what I want to become and who I want to be. In a moment, I be telling this to my friends, okay? Anybody who becomes friends with me, y'all might see this as a terrible thing, okay? People might see me as a terrible person like this, but I always tell my friends in advance, if you start becoming something that I do not want to resonate with, guess what I'm going to do? I am going to dip, because I don't have a reason to be there. It doesn't matter how long you know somebody. Relationships are very, very beautiful. Friendships are very, very beautiful. You might know somebody for so long, but then there's a little shift in the air and they start to evolve and you start seeing that world clashes. Now, when I say I walk away, doesn't mean that I have to be enemies with those people, but I'm just not going to stay for no shenanigans that I don't want to put up with in the future. If you're starting to hang out with people who do constantly bad stuff, people who just act bad in everything that they do, guess what? I don't want to be around that. I would not want to be around that. Why would I want to be around that? Literally, why would I want to be around that? I don't want to be around people who smoke. I don't want to be around with people who share characteristics that I don't want. Now, you know, you choose whatever your values, whatever you value is. Me personally, I have my own values, and that is just what I resonate with. I will not stay with people who steal, because the same people that just steal at those stores might be the same people that steal from you. Yup. If you hanging out with people who rob, steal, do things that I don't agree with, things that don't associate themselves with my values, the door. Like, so serious. And this does not come from a judgmental place, because one thing I know is that people definitely struggle with those things, and I'm very sympathetic towards people who struggle with that. But just because you have empathy for other people does not mean you have to sit down and put up with their shenanigans. And that's where being selfish steps into it, because it's selfish to walk away. Yeah, I'm gonna walk away. If you are not willing to get help, if you are not willing to pull me to the side and say, I'm really struggling with this and I actually want to get out, guess what? I'm gonna dip. I'm literally gonna dip. There's no reason for me to stay. Why would I want to stay? So that stuff can start affecting me too. So you can try to influence me to do the same things that you do. No, thank you. I'm not into that. So rule number 3, like I said, pay attention to the people that you welcome within your circle, and be wise with who you choose to hang out with. Because that could very much influence whether you're making lemonade or boo-boo juice. Rule number 4, self-love is your biggest asset. Without self-love, you cannot pick the right friends. Without self-love, you will not have any drive. Without self-love, you will not have any focus. Therefore, self-love, out of everything that I just listed in my fingers, is one of the most important things ever. You have to love yourself. You need to force yourself to love yourself. If you can't look in the mirror and love what you're seeing, guess what you need to do? You have an assignment, honey. You need to wake up every single day and tell yourself that you are beautiful. You need to wake up every single freaking day and tell yourself that you are worthy of being in this place, worthy of getting to the whatever you want to get, however success looks to you. It is your human right. It is literally your human right to find yourself beautiful. Because what the heck? Let me tell you guys something. I be talking to so many people, because one thing about me is I see beauty in a lot of people. I look at people and I'm like, wow, I see beauty within you. But then when I have conversation with those people, they're like, no, I don't really love the way I look. I don't really love myself that much. Number one, you should not be telling that to anybody, because that literally shifts the way people treat you. Most of those people who say that are around people who don't treat them that well. And you want to know why? Because you're letting people know that you don't treat yourself well either. The way you treat yourself literally impacts the way your environment moves around you. The fact that you love yourself will literally make you want to push bad friends and bad people who want to influence you and put you in a place that you don't belong away. That's how it be for me. I be friends with people, and some people be trying to like drag me within their shenanigans, make me do things that I do not want to do, things that are going to take me out of my cycle. And I be like, no, I love myself too much to be getting myself in those situations. Like, what? The answer is no, I'm not doing that. You want to know why? Because I love myself so much that I don't want to see myself in a position that I don't need to be in. Exactly. Same thing about it. I love myself so much that I wake up every day and I show up for myself. That's the drive right there. You need to have self-love in order to navigate through this life, because nobody else is going to love you as much as you love yourself. You might have somebody show up straight to your face and tell you, I love you. Even God could tell you that he loves you. And guess what? You will never love yourself, because you don't love. You will never see that. Because you don't love yourself, because you don't value yourself. It is very, very heartbreaking to see young girls or boys not like themselves. This is where depression starts to seep in. This is where everything that we see starting to seep in. And this brings me to rule number 5. Learn to forgive when you haven't been given a reason to. A lot of times within life, people wait to be given an apology in order to move on from a certain situation, in order to move on from somebody. But one thing you have to realize while maturing and growing is sometimes you will not get an apology, because people don't see what they did there. they don't see it as wrong. They see it as justified. This is how I felt in the moment, and I acted this way. And they don't feel the need to apologize to you because it was true to them. It was true to their character. And waiting to get an apology from people will set you behind. Literally, one thing in this season when I decided to like hop off and not make any videos, I had to sit down and I literally cried for so many days. I was crying every single freaking day because I was hurt with the things that happened within my life. I have trauma that happened from when I was freaking 5 years old. That had nothing to do with me. That was not my fault that happened to me. And I was so frustrated and angry for years and years and years, even up to my teens, till now. Like, I'm 16 years old and I'm mourning over something that happened when I was 5. And I'm not going to tell myself, my inner child, to be like, just shut up about it. That doesn't matter. No, because that mattered to her. It happened to her and it affected her in that moment. But now, my job as present me is to look back at her and say, I know you feel hurt over what happened, but unfortunately, that man, that woman will never apologize to you. They will never tell you that they're sorry for hurting you. They will never tell you that they're sorry for putting those eternal scars into you. Now, it is your choice on whether you want to walk with me and heal from this, or you want to stay behind and cry and give them the power that they've always wanted. That is one of the biggest things I want y'all to take away from this video. All those 3 lessons, whatever you can do, I'm telling you to apply them. This is a message for someone, somebody who needs help, somebody who needs to get out this situation. Life is a journey that you go through mostly on your own without the help of other humans. And when you're in your deathbed, I want you to be proud of yourself for living a life that is true to your expectations, your values, and who you want to be in the future. With that being said, I'm out.